Aloha. Research is often seen as a pursuit of truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But what is truth? The case of 38 witnesses, a classic in social psychology, illustrates how complex and multifaceted truth can be. The story begins with A.M. Rosenthal's book, 38 Witnesses, which recounts a tragic event on March 13, 1964, in Queens, New York. According to the book, 38 bystanders watched a murderer attack a woman named Kitty Genovese in 3 separate incidents, but did nothing to intervene. This account has profoundly shaped the field of social psychology, inspiring the study of the bystander effect, the phenomenon where individuals are less likely to help someone in distress when many people are present. It also inspired Philip Zimbardo, the famous psychologist who conducted the Stanford Prison Experiment, to launch the Heroic Imagination Project to counter the bystander effect. The project aims to create everyday heroes who are willing to help others in need or defend moral causes despite potential risks. The Heroic Imagination Project has reached many countries, impacting educators, students, and professionals through training and international collaborations. However, 4 decades later, Genovese's brother revisited the case, uncovering significant inaccuracies in the original story. The claim of 38 witnesses was a gross exaggeration. Only a few individuals partially observed the attack or heard her cries. Many who heard noises thought they were hearing people quarreling, not realizing a violent crime was taking place. There were 2 attacks, not 3, and the layout of the apartment complex limited any one person's ability to witness the events fully. Contrary to the narrative, some neighbors called the police, and a 70-year-old woman provided comfort to Genovese as she lay dying. In 2016, more than 50 years later, the New York Times appended an editor's note to its original article, acknowledging these discrepancies. Why did this story resonate so powerfully despite its factual inaccuracies? It aligned with the cultural characteristic of post-World War II urban America, where alienation and disconnection were dominant themes. The narrative of apathetic city dwellers fits so neatly into the fears of urbanization, loneliness, and alienation. As a result, the story was accepted without question for decades. In a 2002 article, Richard Griggs and Derek Proctor argued that the bystander effect is among the most frequently cited phenomena in introductory psychology textbooks. They suggested that, without the story of the 38 witnesses, the trajectory of psychological studies might have unfolded quite differently. Even today, many scholarly works in psychology continue to reference the case of the 38 witnesses as a foundational example when discussing the bystander effect. However, in light of new evidence, should the 38 witnesses case and the bystander effect be removed from psychology curricula? Some argue no, because truth operates on 2 levels. The lowercase truth refers to historical facts, while the uppercase truth represents a deeper, symbolic reality. While the details of the Genovese story may be inaccurate, the bystander effect is real, as demonstrated in numerous experiments where passers-by ignored individuals feigning distress. The story inspired significant research and initiatives like the Heroic Imagination Project, ultimately promoting compassion, saving lives and driving social change. From this perspective, the symbolic truth of the 38 witnesses case might outweigh its factual shortcomings. This dynamic between factual accuracy and symbolic truth is not unique to psychology. A parallel can be drawn to Time magazine's controversial July 2018 cover featuring a crying Honduran child juxtaposed with President Donald Trump. The cover is a protest against Trump's zero-tolerance policy, which resulted in the separation of families at the US-Mexico border. However, in fact the child on the cover was not separated from her family. Critics accuse Time of spreading fake news and exploiting the child's image to push a political agenda. Despite the backlash, Time stood by its decision to use the image. The counterargument is, there is a higher truth. Indeed, at least 2,300 children were separated from their families during the border crisis, even though that particular kid who appeared in the photo did not fall into the category. Time stated that the photograph became the most visible symbol of the ongoing immigration debate in America for a reason. While the specific case was not accurately represented, the image was used to symbolize a broader, factual issue. A similar debate occurs in religion. Many critics charge that many stories in the Bible are not historically or scientifically accurate, challenging the validity of Christianity. To address the issue, Professor of Old Testament Joanna van Wyk Bos introduced the difference between logos and mythos. For the modern world, a story is not true unless all the details are as verbatim as it is recorded. This is logos. But for the people who wrote the Old Testament, truth is not in the details or the chronology of facts, but in the meaning of the story. This is mythos. I also discussed this issue in my research paper pertaining to the creation account in the Bible. Yet, the pursuit of a higher truth can be perilous. It risks encouraging negligence, distortion, or even fabrication under the guise of noble intentions. Thus, writers and researchers must balance accuracy with the power to inspire, ensuring their work respects factual integrity while addressing broader societal issues. Ultimately, the case of 38 witnesses teaches us that truth is rarely simple. It is layered, encompassing both historical facts and symbolic meanings. This duality challenges us to critically evaluate narratives while appreciating their capacity to drive inquiry, inspire change, and illuminate the complexities of human behavior. To truly understand truth, we must embrace its nuances and remain vigilant in seeking clarity, even in the face of compelling but imperfect stories. The truth is out there. The truth can set you free. Thank you for watching. Mahalo.